Hey y'all, this is Emily Herr coming at you from New York, New York. Haha, just kidding. I'm still in Pueblo West, Colorado. Anywho, it is Friday, I believe. Yes, it is. Oh boy, how time flies by when you're having fun, right? Today is Friday, March 7th, and it is almost 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I am here talking to you about internships. So, as most of you have probably known if you followed me on any of my social media, I have been applying for internships. I found that as a business owner who's mostly been self-employed my entire life, that there's not very many references to add to your resume in order to prove that you have the skills that you claim you have. Because as a business owner, you have all those skills, good or bad. And, well, let's just say the only reference really is you, yourself, and I. Just kidding. Me, myself, and I. But the point is that when you are looking to see who can be your references, you want to find career-focused internships. And my school, SNHU, offers a job site board, I want to call it. It's called Handshake. I think a lot of colleges offer it. But it shows you a bunch of jobs in different areas and different ways, whether it's paid or unpaid and remote or in a location. And basically I've been using that to look for opportunities. Now, anyone who really knows me knows I don't do anything small. For some reason, I either need 1,000 of something or 0, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I chalk it up to what they would consider a hypermania mode. Just kidding. But so I've been applying to some really great internships. I actually got most of the ones I applied to. The ones that didn't choose me are ones who didn't really even contact me except to say they didn't choose me. And a lot of their ads were super old, so I'm assuming they've already hired someone and just forgot to remove the ad. And as a professional in the business world, I know you don't want to look stupid, especially if you ever need someone in the future. So you say, oh, we found someone. Oh, look, see, my dogs agree. They're wrestling each other right now on the couch. They're wondering why I'm pacing back and forth. Anyways, so I'm sitting here with my internships, and I don't want to use their names yet, although I am going to do podcasts about each one of them. It's one of the things I'm offering as part of my internship is to promote and advertise. I don't know if anyone's checked me out for real or not, but my future goals are now to be a communications major with public relations. As usual, I'm very good at marketing, and although I had been in creative writing and English and went back and forth 1,000 million times between the English degree and the creative writing degree at SNHU, I've come to terms with the fact that somehow, I'm not even sure how, even on Handshake, I ended up coming up with mostly marketing jobs and promotion and gigs that are on there for promoting and content creation, more so than writing and general creative writing. So, although I do love writing articles and I do have a blog, don't forget to check it out, guys. You know the drill. It's right there on The Scoop. You just look it up. The Scoop newspaper. No, scratch that. It is The Scoop digital newspaper.blog. Horribly long name. Didn't think about it, but already paid for it for a year, so that's it for now. I do write for blogs. I do have a few internships that are based on just writing articles and editing articles, so that's good. But I've moved more towards advertising and marketing again, which I am very, very good at. Very, very good. As I've mentioned a few times, I did have one of the largest home care companies in Colorado. The average size of a home care company in Colorado is about 30 clients to about 60 caregivers, which is odd, I know, but usually you have 2 caregivers per client. I had gotten my agency up to 400 clients and 200 employees with 12 office staff. I hired from the state level. I took all the case managers that quit their jobs from the state level, and I hired them as case managers in my company. Well, lo and behold, I'm very successful at what I do. I'm very good at marketing. I'm very good at promoting. I'm very good at communication. I'm good with customer service. I'm good with talking. I'm good with presentations. And honestly, I would still have that company, but never hire your family. My brother and my brother-in-law were jealous of us. I overly trained them, taught them way too much. They decided to go against their non-compete agreements and started their own home care companies. Now here I sit without mine, and they sit in their humble homes with all my clients and caregivers and everything I taught them. But I'm not one to hold a grudge. Everything happens for a reason, and to be honest, the home care field's a little bit harder than it's supposed to be. And it's getting a little bit more complicated at the state level. Sorry, my dogs are arguing in the background. Because in all honesty, they want more laws, more rules. And the woman in charge of our home care side of things, non-skilled, is an idiot. Just know she really is. She has no idea what she's doing, and they're just letting her mess it up more and more. So, it's actually probably a blessing that we got away from it. But that being said, I did grow it to 400 clients through advertising and networking and media marketing and all that good stuff. I'm good with Facebook mostly. I never really got into Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, X, when it was Twitter. I do have accounts, and I'm starting to do it more now. But originally, I was not big on those. I love Facebook. And some people be like, oh boy, Facebook, you're old. No, that's not the case here. Honestly, Facebook offers the most out of their platform. You can join groups, you can advertise, you can hang out together, you can do group chats, group projects, everything pretty much. Find people with your same interests and likes and join groups and clubs and all sorts of things. It's awesome. Honestly, you can do so much with it. There is some issues with spam and basically scammers, so anyone who is in the marketing industry might have a little bit of a hard time here trying to combat that and prove you're innocent and real. But that's what I'm here for, and that's what I do. So, now, besides the fact that I'm talking about me, this podcast is actually about the internships. So, one of the things as my business brain goes on and on and on, there are people who apply to like one internship, and once they get it, that's all they need. Me, I like to have lots of skills. I like to have a lot to do. As I said, I'm used to running a ginormous company. Yes, ginormous is my favorite word apparently. But a very large company with a very large amount of clients and customers and caregivers and everything else. And when I say customers and clients, I do mean that there's a lot of families you deal with that would be considered your customers, and a lot of people you deal with outside of the clients that you actually have. But anyways, as someone who is actually at the helm of that, I mean, believe me, as much as I delegated tasks and had 12 office staff people, trust me when I say they needed you every 5 minutes for something. You have to approve everything. You have to answer every question. You have to give advice. You have to tell them what to do. So, I'm used to doing a lot. I'm used to working all morning and all night and everything. And I'm very dedicated. So, when I join more than one internship, it's because I have the capacity to do so. I can do a lot in a little time. And I think very fast. And not that I like to brag about it, but my IQ is very high. And I actually have a genius level logic IQ, which was interesting to find out. But that's not the point. So, as I'm sitting here looking at these internships and I'm thinking, boy, these people who are hiring me to do services as an intern, whether it's content editing, promoting, whatever it is, they really need each other's services. And I'm trying to think of a way to connect them together without making it seem, I don't know, pushy. I don't want to say pushy because I'm not going to be pushy, but I have this idea for them because they could really use each other's help. So I intern for an author, but I also intern for a publishing company. They could use each other's services. The publishing company wants clients to publish their books. My authors want to be published so they can connect together. Then the publishing company would love to be sponsored by someone or to sponsor someone. So the sports company that I work for would totally work with that, and they could connect together. Then you have the apparel and the clothing lines. That one could also connect because they could be used to advertise different things and work together as a community. And technically, all these people, if they networked, would really benefit from each other. And I'm basically the one in the center of this all, and I'm trying to get everyone used to me. I'm trying to learn from everyone. I'm trying to make sure that I understand what each of them are looking for. But I do have this urge to just tell them, hey guys, I also work for this person and that person and this person, and let's connect together. There are some internships that I'm doing where I have to be a little bit more self-productive, which I'm really good at, but you kind of just get to do whatever you want, which for most people that's not good because you shouldn't get credit for not doing anything. So I try to do something every day. So I'm just coming up with ideas. I'm doing it on my own. I'm going and flowing and getting it done. And some of them are very strict and you're like, oh boy, oof, this is going to be tough. And you really have to go dig deep and you have to learn those subjects and learn those topics. I'm great with SEO. I'm great with keywords. I'm great with marketing, as I said, but there's always something new to learn. Technology is always changing. The social media platforms and the way they're used is always updated and changing. So there's always more to learn. So I'm also being challenged to learn new things. That's the goal here. When you have an internship, you want to learn. If you are not learning from your internship, you need to ask for something that will teach you something, or you need to leave and go do a different one. It is okay to quit your internships professionally with notice because you're not learning a skill. Now, of course, if you did like 3 months of an internship and you felt like you weren't learning anything and it's a 6-month internship, and if you cancel it, you can't use them as a reference. It's better to just keep them in the background. Do it, finish it, put it on your resume, have that reference, but get another one. Don't be afraid to do more than one. If they want 15 hours a week, it's okay. There's a lot of hours in a day. There's a lot of hours in a week. If you have a full-time job or a part-time job, there are paid internships you could apply for. Those generally want you to have a little bit higher of a skill in the area that you're seeking. But you just got to learn how to sell yourself, make everything a skill. If you worked at McDonald's, as much as it does not relate to content editing and marketing and all that stuff, you do have skills. You learned people skills. You learned communication. You learned customer service. You learned how to work on a team. You learned how to lead a team for the times that you had to be like, hey, I need this, this, and this. Put it in the bag, 5 minutes, whatever. My first job was at McDonald's when I was 15 years old, way back in 2005. And that was the first time I learned new skills. So you got to think of it. Everything you've ever done, whether it's related or not, you have earned skills. You have learned skills. You do have these skills. Promote, promote, promote. Promote yourself, promote your skills. Use it to your advantage because nothing that you've ever done in life should be wasted. So, internships. Don't be afraid to do more than one at a time. But 2, time manage. Plan. Have a strategy. Write down the work that you do. Record it in some way. Dedicate certain hours of the day to each one. Try to find flexible ones if you need a flexible schedule and you are working. If you work from 9 to 5 and then you go to school for a few hours after each day, don't get a job that needs you at 9 in the morning. There are internships that require that. Get one that's flexible. Get one that says, hey, when can you meet? Make sure that it works for you so that you don't fail. Make sure any internship that you take on that you can succeed. Make sure that they're teaching you. That's 3. Always learn something. Although they're good for references, they're good for resumes, maybe you're getting credit, a lot offer credit for your degree programs. Learn something new. When you don't learn something new, ask to learn something new. They're always busy. They're always overwhelmed. They're always doing something. These are professionals in each industry. But don't be afraid to ask. There's got to be somebody in that area that can help you. 4. Am I on 4? Always remember that you could be hired for a real job in each internship that you work for. If you impress, they will offer you a job if they have the capacity to do so. Some companies use internships because of the free labor, and it's hard for them in their bottom line, in their revenue stream and everything, to hire real employees, which is great. It's great for them. It's great for the students. It's not a cop-out. It's not like they're cheap. They just have limitations. But when they can afford employees, you will be considered for each job that you have done very well in. Learn new skills. Study things you don't know. If somebody says a word to you like, hey, I want you to do SEO, go look up what it is. Go learn how it is. Coursera, that's COURESA.com, has a ton of lessons. You do self-paced in every subject. If you want a certificate, Stratford Career Institute has certificates, although there's some negotiations about whether or not these are considered authentic. It proves you have the education. It takes something that you were reading and learning and it puts it on paper where you can use it. They will not reject it. It's not for a degree. If you're going for a degree job that's like, hey, I want content editing as a degree, obviously the certificate from Stratford Career Institute is not going to fit that, but you can put it in your portfolio. You can put it on your resume. It is a skill you have.